Hey guys. So, I'm sorry for not doing a video for a while. Things have been a bit crazy here, as most of you know. I guess I'll just come out with it. Hi, my name is Jennifer Guskin, and I was used as a pawn to, in part, blackmail some of the most wealthy and high-ranked people on our planet into obedience and doing as they're told. My involvement in this goes way beyond that. Try SAP and SSP level involvement and stuff, but I'm not going to get into that right now. Not with CPS breathing down my neck trying to steal my daughter. That issue still isn't resolved for those of you who are watching. CPS still has my daughter. She's still being kept with a I can't think of the right word, with a foster family who's not doing an adequate job at taking care of her. But that's not why I'm doing this video. This one is because since I've been coming out of the closet, or out of the basement, I should say, out of the basement, a lot of people have been expressing interest, asking questions, wanting to know more. And that's fair. That's reasonable. Hold on, I hope this isn't in a loop. It is not. Good. Sorry. So, I guess at this point I should probably just preface everything at this point to say that I am not innocent in all of this. I have hurt people. I have done terrible things to good people, children and adults alike. Most of what I've done was when I was a child. And I think the best thing for me to go forward now is at least to talk about two of the most difficult memories I have that implicate me in what happened as well. These are probably the most difficult for me to go through because I know that I've hurt people. I know I've been involved in hurting people. And one of the hardest things for me to live with is knowing that I've hurt people who didn't deserve it. So, I'll go, or at least attempt to go, in chronological order. Wow, that's obnoxious. Hold on. Sorry. Yeah, I know, just what you want. Kind of get a nice blip of my music playlist. So, the youngest one that I remember right now, I don't know how old I was. I was really young. And, there was a statue. It was a big statue with a bunch of different holes or slots or whatever. And there were things put on those slots. Food, wine, there was, I think it was a baby, I think it was a calf. I think there was a calf and a baby goat. I'm not sure. It was mainly the calf I explicitly remember. But, a part of this statue was, there were these holes, and I don't remember why or how, but I remember carrying an infant baby, I don't know how old it was, and putting it on, in one of the holes of the statue, and it was a little boy, and he was just kind of laying there, whatever, and I'm told to step back, and then they light the bottom of the statue on fire. And everything on and in the statue burned, including the baby. And I put the baby there. I still remember the smell. I don't think I was any older than 8. I want to say I was like 5 or 6 at the time, but I don't know for sure. And then there was another situation. They would have us in these fighting rings. They would draw a circle on the ground and tell us, put 2 of us in there, and tell us only one of us can leave alive. And one of the first times I was in there, I was there with a good friend of mine. I saw her, she's like my sister. But we didn't fight. We refused to fight each other. We were there for, I want to say it was like 2 days. And we were throwing like our shoes and our waste at them. They had a bunch of bleachers and stuff set up so they could see and watch and spectate and take bets. And it was a game for them. It was fun. They bet on everything. Every fucking thing is a bet. And they bet everything from money to people to organs, everything. But they let us out of the ring after 2 days of us throwing our waste at them. They weren't pleased about that, but we were. Not long after that, though, my friend, we were sent on quote-unquote missions, is what we called them, to make them feel better. My friend was scared because she didn't want to go on a mission. She was afraid she wasn't going to come back. And I told her that I was going to protect her, we were going to keep her safe, and she was going to be fine. And then a couple of days later, I spent 2 nights sleeping in a coffin that was filled with not just hers, but somebody else's dismembered body parts and insects. And I spent a couple of nights sleeping next to her head. That wasn't me that killed her. I don't know who did it. But the last one I'm going to talk about before I really lose it, because this one is, I think, the hardest of what I remember. I was in another one of those stupid fighting circles. And I was put in there with a bigger kid. He was a bully, and everybody expected him to win. We were each given weapons. His was shorter than mine. It was sort of like a hammer. Mine was like a big, long axe. I don't know. At the time, I was probably 7 or 8, maybe. And it felt like the thing was twice as long as my body. The end had a poker or a stick or something sharp on the end of it attached to this giant axe. I couldn't really swing it well or anything like that. I ended up getting him on the floor. And I don't, at this point I was just kind of in the habit of trying to kill people quickly rather than having them suffer. I don't know how many people I killed before this, so I don't know. But I knew at this point that I needed to try and end it quickly so he didn't suffer. So I took the axe and kind of held it up and went to kind of slice across his whole body to end it quickly. And he moved. And the point ended up getting caught on his side. And it ended up ripping him open. And some of his organs came out. They were on the floor, and I was able to see them moving. And he wouldn't die. He just wouldn't die. So I managed to get, I think it was the hammer, because I remember it being a blunt object, not the axe, and just grabbing it and smashing his head over and over and over again, screaming at him and just begging him to die. I don't know who he is or was. I don't know where his family is. I don't know. I don't know how many other people I've hurt and killed. I don't know how I'm ever going to be able to make it up to them or their families. But you guys should be aware that if you're going to keep watching this channel, I'm not going to hold back. I'm not going to stop. And I'm going to start naming names. I have names. I have faces. I have sense. If you did anything like this to anybody, or put anybody through this, we'll hunt you down. And we will make sure that you are never, ever able to hurt anybody again. Thank you to everybody who's been watching and listening and trying to end what they're doing to people. I'm only able to come out because of you, because you've been listening and because you've been researching and because you understand what goes on. It's because of you that more of us are going to be able to come out and come forward. And we'll be able to stop them. Thank you. Thank you for everything you've been doing. I don't know what else to say at this point. So, I'm gonna go compose myself now. Thanks again, everybody. Where we go one, we go all.